Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. There are not many actors out here who could pull off a movie about a man, his robot, and his dog. But leave it to Tom Hanks to make the film Finch a fascinating and compelling story about the human condition. It will be streaming on Apple TV Plus November 5th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. The world has become this post-apocalyptic wasteland, and Finch Weinberg, played by Tom Hanks, is one of the sole remaining survivors. It's a barren wasteland of dust and sand in every major city. Finch lives in an underground bunker in St. Louis with his dog Goodyear and a Land Rover. His current focus is building a fully functioning robot companion. Now, as this AI droid develops and becomes more advanced, it predicts a storm hitting St. Louis. Finch realizes that his compound is no longer safe and heads out in an RV with Goodyear, the Land Rover, and his new droid, which he names Jeff, to find a better shelter. Landry stars in the film as Jeff. Now, Finch is that fascinating film from director Miguel Sapochnik that comes from a screenplay by Craig Luck and Ivor Powell. Now, this essentially is a two-person road trip type of movie. It just so happens that the other companion is a fully functioning AI. Now, there's some easy humor between the two of them as we literally watch Jeff come to life from being made up of kind of basic parts and found objects to being this highly intelligent droid. I think that the first half of the film is a little bit rough. It's a bit mechanic with the act of really building Jeff and then the adventures of them hitting the road, but it really starts to come together in the back half as the stakes become that much higher for Finch when it's revealed why he built Jeff. We see Finch at his most vulnerable moments. His mortality is waning, and that time in general is really dwindling for many reasons. I started to feel a connection between Jeff and Finch, and then a connection between myself and them in this second half. Now, this also gives Tom Hanks and Landry just more to play with as Jeff becomes fully formed. Landry really does an admirable job of making this android character that we want to invest in as he fills Jeff with innocence and wonder. Tom Hanks gives another solid performance like he always does that should touch the heart and soul. Finch the movie is clearly playing on a few existential crises, both in terms of climate change and technology. It certainly acts as a warning as to what will happen if we destroy our ozone layer. I then thought about our use of technology and our over-reliance on it. But in the end, it's really clear that the filmmakers want to remind us that Finch is all about the human condition and the human experience. We're full of contradictions. But despite the books that we read, the technology that we use, the apps that help us out, we cannot truly understand something until we live and experience it for ourselves firsthand. It's a movie that just kind of sneaks up on you with a really touching ending if you're willing to lean in and give it a try. And you may just need a Kleenex by the end. I'm giving Finch 3 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to interview Tom Hanks and Miguel Sapochnik, so you definitely want to check out those interviews. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. I'd love to hear from you. What is your favorite Tom Hanks movie? And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Finch. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.